It's really interesting. A lot of them are just not looking at him at all, even though he's standing and praying. That's really interesting.
All eyes are on Blake Lively.
You think I want to make you pay?
Blake, what does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy.
Today, a protester was among the crowd as the Another Simple Favor stars hit the premiere at the South by Southwest Film and TV Festival.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, talking about you.
Amid the It Ends With Us legal battle, this red carpet has become a PR challenge to navigate.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have always been seen as Hollywood's golden couple. Charming, funny, and completely in sync. But lately, the whispers around them aren't about their adorable banter or picture-perfect red carpet moments. They're about something much darker. More and more celebrities are coming forward, claiming that the couple's spotless reputation might not be as squeaky clean as it seems. Allegations are surfacing that Ryan and Blake have been playing some serious power games behind the scenes, pulling strings, making shady deals, and doing whatever it takes to protect their image. But now, the carefully crafted illusion might be crumbling right in front of our eyes. Things took a wild turn when Blake Lively made shocking accusations against her It Ends With Us co-star and director, Justin Baldoni.
Justin Baldoni is making his legal battle against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds more public. The It Ends With Us director has launched a website that includes an amended $400 million complaint he filed January 31st against the couple, in place of his January 16th extortion and defamation countersuit to the actress's sexual harassment and retaliation filing against him. Justin also shared a filed document containing alleged screenshots of texts exchanged between him and Blake, his co-star, as well as Ryan.
She claimed that he harassed her on set, a bombshell that immediately had people rallying behind her. After all, Blake has been seen as an honest, trustworthy figure in Hollywood for years. But then, boom! Justin hit back hard. He didn't just deny the claims. He slapped both Blake and Ryan with a jaw-dropping $400 million lawsuit. That's not just pocket change. That's the kind of money that says the stakes are sky high and the situation is dead serious. Now, people are questioning everything. Was Blake telling the truth? Or was this a power move gone wrong? And what role does Ryan really play in all of this? One thing's for sure. The Reynolds-Lively empire is facing major cracks, and everyone's watching to see if it completely shatters. Justin Baldoni isn't holding back. He's accusing Blake and Ryan of defamation, money grabs, and even trying to take over his entire movie. And in Hollywood, where reputation is everything, these kinds of accusations can be career-destroying. Once Justin spoke out, it was like opening the floodgates. More people in the industry started coming forward with their own unsettling stories. Some insiders claim this isn't the first time Blake and Ryan have used their fame and influence to get what they want. In fact, whispers are swirling that the couple might have a calculated strategy, turning public sympathy in their favor by crafting narratives that paint them as the victims. If true, this would be a huge betrayal for their fans, who have spent years adoring their seemingly drama-free fairy tale romance. For so long, Ryan and Blake have played the part of Hollywood's ultimate power couple, flirting on social media, posting adorable family moments, and making people believe their love story was straight out of a rom-com. But now, people are questioning everything. Are they really as lovable as they seem, or have they been manipulating the industry behind the scenes all along? Some say they've never fully bought into the perfect couple act, while others are stunned by these revelations.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds just dared to show their face in public for the first time in 4 months at SNL 50 and made a joke about their court case with Justin Baldoni on live national television in front of the whole room. You will not believe what they said. Here's them on the red carpet. Ryan looks like guilt is eating him alive.
Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. Hollywood is buzzing. And if these allegations hold any weight, Blake and Ryan's empire could be on the verge of crumbling for good. Things are on the brink of explosion, with Justin Baldoni and other celebrities speaking out. What started as whispers is now turning into a full-blown Hollywood firestorm. Blake Lively's accusations against Justin were serious, but now people behind the scenes are starting to question everything. Some insiders are raising eyebrows at the timing of her claims. Was this really about justice? Or was there something else at play? Did Blake have a hidden motive for making these accusations, just as things were heating up behind the scenes? Then came the massive lawsuit, $400 million worth of legal warfare. Justin isn't backing down. He's going after both Blake and Ryan, claiming they tried to destroy his reputation and take control of his movie. But the most shocking part? He says they twisted the story, manipulating the public to make themselves look like the victims while painting him as the villain. And just when you think it couldn't get wilder, other Hollywood stars are starting to weigh in. Normally, A-listers stay quiet when scandals explode. They don't want lawsuits, drama, or career risks. But this time, some are hinting at where their loyalties lie, and it's not looking good for Blake and Ryan. Industry insiders are now claiming they've witnessed moments where the couple's perfect, bubbly image didn't quite match up behind closed doors.
So I just saw a post from the Celebrity Blinds creator basically insinuating that the streets are talking and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are having serious issues in their marriage. They're constantly fighting ever since they decided to come out with this frivolous lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, and it's completely imploded on them. And I'm not surprised about this. I really am not. If I was a betting woman, which I'm not, I will tell you right now that my guess or my bet is that they will be separated by 2027. I'm thinking towards the end. And then by 2028, 2029, they will be divorced. Their relationship is not going to survive this. My prediction is that they will stay together just to save face while they go through the legal matters and whether they go to trial or they settle or whatever happens. But as soon as the verdict comes out, as soon as everything's all said and done, those two will be divorcing. Their careers in Hollywood and reputations in general are completely done. I don't think any person with any common sense would hire them on a project unless they want it taken over, unless they want drama or mean girlness on set. They will become D-list actors and probably star in a few Hallmark movies, but their reign in Hollywood is done. And I think that will really affect their relationship because they've always been seen as like a power couple and they have a power dynamic between them. And now that is taken away, I don't think that they truly will survive this.
Now, fans are asking the big question. Have Ryan and Blake been playing the victim card whenever it suits them? If these allegations hold any weight, their spotless Hollywood fairy tale could be coming crashing down, and fast. For years, Ryan Reynolds has been seen as Hollywood's funny man, always cracking jokes and keeping things light on social media. But behind the scenes, the whispers tell a different story. Rumors about Ryan's not-so-nice side have been circulating for a while, but one of the first real clues came when the Jersey Shore cast had a run-in with him. According to them, Ryan wasn't exactly his charming, joke-cracking self. Instead, they hinted that he could be moody, even downright rude. Now, if that were an isolated incident, people might have brushed it off. But it wasn't. Stories kept stacking up, suggesting that when the cameras stopped rolling, Ryan might drop the nice guy act. Then came Rebecca Ferguson's bombshell. The actress spoke about being mistreated by a co-star on set. She called it a horrible experience, but never named names. That's when fans started connecting the dots. She ruled out Tom Cruise and Hugh Jackman, so naturally, speculation turned to Ryan Reynolds. There's no solid proof, but the whispers were enough to make people wonder if Hollywood's favorite jokester wasn't so friendly after all. Then things got even messier. Ryan's longtime friendships started fading. He and Jake Gyllenhaal were once inseparable, but now they barely acknowledge each other. Fans have speculated that something serious went down, but neither has spoken about what really happened. Some say Ryan may have crossed a line, leading to a major fallout. And let's talk about Morena Baccarin, his leading lady from the first Deadpool. In the sequel, her role was cut way down, and when it came time for promotions, she was practically erased. No explanation, no big statements, just pushed to the side. Could that have been a coincidence? Or was Ryan involved in making sure she wasn't front and center? One thing's for sure, the cracks in Ryan's perfect image are showing, and Hollywood is starting to take notice. Something definitely went down between Ryan Reynolds and Morena Baccarin. That much seems clear. In Deadpool, she was the leading lady. But when the sequel rolled around, she was barely there, even more suspicious. She was nowhere to be seen during press events and red carpet moments, which is highly unusual for someone who played such a major role in the first film. The word on the street? Ryan wanted her out. Insiders claim the two had a falling out, and Ryan, who was gaining more creative control over the franchise, made sure she was sidelined. If that's true, it wasn't just about the movie. It was a power move to remind everyone who's really in charge. And then there's TJ Miller, another Deadpool co-star, who didn't just walk away from the franchise, he flat out refused to return for Deadpool 3, no matter how much money was on the table. That's a huge deal. Why? Because according to TJ, working with Ryan was so unbearable that he wanted nothing to do with him ever again. TJ spilled that Ryan constantly tried to belittle him on set, and it wasn't in a fun, joking way. It was a deliberate power play. He believed Ryan was insecure, trying to assert dominance and make it clear that he was the bigger star. For TJ, that was too much to handle, so he walked, turning his back on one of the most successful superhero franchises out there. And he's not the only one who found Ryan's growing influence hard to deal with. Tim Miller, the director of the first Deadpool, left the franchise before the sequel was even made.
This is not the first time. When you then start recognizing that this could have been a Ryan Reynolds personality issue, that Ryan Reynolds has been accused of being controlling before. Let's remember, he dates women that are like about a decade younger than him, marries women that are younger than him. When he met Scarlett Johansson, who he was married to first, she was 20, he was 28 or 29, and then they got married, and nobody really knew why they got divorced, but the closest that Scarlett Johansson ever came to suggesting why they got divorced was for Elle magazine. When she was talking, she said this, and I'm going to show you. It says, talking to Cosmopolitan, ScarJo, without naming any names, said the logistics of being with one another as an actor are challenging. There has to be a real understanding of how you share your time, especially when two people's careers are going at the same rate, or even if one person is more successful than the other, that also proves challenging. There may be a competitive thing. And the writer includes, that's all the explanation you're ever going to get from ScarJo on this one. But since she's currently with an art dealer, we assume she's not talking about her current relationship and most likely about the 3 years that she spent married to Ryan Reynolds, who is, as you may know, an actor. Okay, so that's her speaking about her relationship, why it maybe fell apart. And when you start to realize that all this is going on in the background with Ryan Reynolds and he's at set every day, you start realizing just how over-involved he was in a film that had nothing to do with him.
The reason? Ryan Reynolds wanted total control. According to reports, Tim felt completely pushed out because Ryan wasn't willing to share any creative power. Instead of fighting a losing battle, Tim chose to walk away. So now, people are starting to wonder, is Ryan Reynolds just a dedicated actor who takes his work seriously? Or is he a control freak who will push out anyone who gets in his way? One thing's for sure, the cracks in his fun-loving image just keep growing. The pieces keep falling into place. It all lines up with the growing narrative that Ryan Reynolds has to be the one calling the shots. And if someone disagrees with him, well, they might find themselves pushed aside. One story after another paints a clear pattern. Ryan might be all charm and laughs on screen and online, but behind the scenes, not everyone's a fan. Insiders describe him as controlling, insecure, and far less friendly than his public persona suggests. Now, of course, these are just stories, and there's no hard proof beyond shifting casts, crew departures, and first-hand accounts. But still, it's enough to make people question whether Ryan is as likable as he seems when the cameras are off. And these rumors don't stop at his career. They extend into his personal life as well. Remember when Ryan was married to Scarlett Johansson? That relationship ended in flames, and their public divorce only fueled speculation about what really happened between them. Scarlett has hinted that their marriage was far from perfect. She's spoken about volatile moments and the strain of Ryan's insecurities. And here's where it gets even more interesting. When Scarlett's career skyrocketed with major roles in Iron Man 2 and The Avengers, Ryan was allegedly not happy about it. According to Scarlett, being in a marriage where one partner resented the other's success was exhausting. She made it clear that Ryan's jealousy became an issue as she landed bigger movie deals and more media attention. Think about that. One of the biggest actresses in Hollywood is saying that Ryan couldn't handle her rising star. So now, fans are piecing it all together. Is Ryan Reynolds Hollywood's favorite funny guy? Or is he a man who needs to be in control at all times, whether it's on a movie set, in his friendships, or even in his own marriage? The cracks in his perfect persona are getting harder and harder to ignore. Their marriage didn't just fizzle out. It was full of tension, competition, and power struggles. As Scarlett's career exploded, Ryan reportedly didn't take it well. What started as a love story quickly turned into a rivalry, and according to Scarlett's more recent comments, his insecurities and need for control played a major role in their split. But here's where things get even messier. During their marriage, rumors were swirling that Ryan was getting very close to Blake Lively on the set of Green Lantern. The chemistry between them? Apparently impossible to ignore. If Ryan was already unhappy in his marriage and developing a connection with Blake, it raises big questions about why he really decided to walk away from Scarlett. Some people believe Ryan saw Blake as someone who made him feel back in control, unlike Scarlett, whose success had outpaced his own. If that's the case, then leaving Scarlett may not have been just about a failing marriage. It could have been about Ryan finding someone who made him feel like the biggest star in the room again. And let's not forget, Blake Lively benefited too. At the time, she was famous for Gossip Girl, but being linked to Ryan pushed her into a whole new level of stardom. Suddenly, she wasn't just a TV actress, she was part of Hollywood's elite power couple, and it changed everything for her public image. Ryan might have Deadpool under his belt, but behind the scenes? Not everyone is a fan. Some directors and fellow actors reportedly can't stand working with him, especially those who have strong opinions about real cinema. The industry respect he craves? Not everyone is giving it to him. So now, people are looking at Ryan Reynolds through a different lens. Is he the lovable, charming guy the public adores? Or is he someone who always needs to be in control of the narrative, both in his career and his relationships? One thing's for sure, this story isn't over yet. Even some of Hollywood's biggest directors don't seem to have much respect for Ryan Reynolds' work. Quentin Tarantino, for example, has made it clear. He doesn't think Ryan's filmography is anything special.
Ryan Reynolds as a person might have one of the most laid-back faces around, but as an actor, he definitely knows what he wants, and in one case, he feuded with somebody who was actually his boss. Ryan Reynolds had a tough start to comic book movies, with the first comic book film he did being Blade Trinity, which made $135 million on a budget of $65 million, but after marketing and ticket splits, lost money. Making Blade Trinity, he met writer David Goyer, who suggested Ryan Reynolds looks at making a live-action Deadpool movie. Ryan Reynolds wanted to make a Deadpool movie, but Fox told him no because of the failure of Blade Trinity, and they just wanted to focus on PG-13 X-Men movies. Eventually, Ryan Reynolds got offered the chance to play Deadpool for 2009 X-Men Origins, where he initially said no, hating the script, but agreed to do it because he said it would go to another actor and he'd never get to play Deadpool again. Then Ryan Reynolds finally got his chance, where on a budget of $58 million, he had Deadpool, which made $783 million, becoming the most successful Fox comic book movie.
In Tarantino's eyes, Ryan's movies are forgettable, lacking any real depth or artistic value. And it's not just the films themselves. Tarantino also hates the idea of movies being made for streaming platforms, which just so happens to be Ryan's go-to strategy with Netflix. So, from Tarantino's perspective, Ryan is just another actor cashing in, not someone making what he would consider real cinema. But the disdain doesn't stop there. Legendary director Chris Columbus, the man behind Home Alone, was furious when he found out Ryan was planning to make a stoner version of the holiday classic. The idea? A guy who grows weed, misses his flight, and then has to fend off thieves breaking into his house. Columbus didn't hold back. He called the concept insulting to the legacy of Home Alone and a disrespectful slap in the face to real cinema. He even mocked Ryan, saying he should go watch the original Home Alone instead of trying to ruin it with a ridiculous remake. That sent a clear message. Hollywood's big names who cherish classic films don't take Ryan seriously at all. And let's not forget Gerard Butler, who also threw some serious shade at Ryan. When people compared Butler's movie Gamer to Ryan's Free Guy, both involving virtual reality worlds, Gerard's response? Cold. He flat out said he doesn't watch Ryan Reynolds' movies, making it pretty obvious that he doesn't consider them worth his time. So, while Ryan might have box office hits, the industry's biggest filmmakers seem to view him as nothing more than a money-making machine, not an artist. And if Hollywood's most respected names don't see his work as valuable, what does that say about his legacy? When you hear names like Quentin Tarantino and Chris Columbus openly dismiss Ryan Reynolds' work, it's hard to ignore the growing pattern. He hasn't exactly won over Hollywood's most respected filmmakers. Whether it's due to creative disagreements, clashing egos, or just a lack of respect for his style of movies, one thing is clear. Ryan has more critics than people realize. And now, let's bring it back to the biggest scandal of the moment. The chaos surrounding Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and Ryan Reynolds. Blake's shocking accusations against Justin Baldoni were explosive, making instant headlines. But then, Justin fired back. Hard. Not only did he deny everything, but his massive lawsuit accused Ryan and Blake of smearing his name and trying to manipulate the narrative to make themselves look like the victims. And here's where it gets even more suspicious. Justin isn't alone in this fight. Other industry insiders are siding with him, hinting that they believe his version of events over Blake and Ryan's. If true, this suggests that Ryan and Blake's alleged manipulations might not be a one-time thing. In fact, some claim they have a history of stirring up drama, using public sympathy as a way to stay in the spotlight and keep their image untouchable. Before all this, Ryan and Blake were seen as Hollywood's golden couple, playfully teasing each other on social media, making adorable red carpet appearances, and seemingly living a drama-free fairy tale. But now, that picture-perfect illusion is shattering. With each passing day, more people are coming forward, more whispers are spreading, and the once flawless Reynolds Lively reputation is starting to look like a carefully controlled facade. And if that wasn't enough to keep them in the headlines, Ryan and Blake made sure to show up at Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special, perhaps in an attempt to remind everyone that they're still Hollywood royalty. But instead of admiration, their appearance only added more fuel to the fire. Because while they smiled for the cameras, the industry was buzzing with one burning question. Are Ryan and Blake truly beloved stars, or just expert puppeteers in Hollywood's biggest illusion? Many believe Ryan and Blake's SNL appearance was nothing more than a calculated move, an attempt to control the narrative and shift attention away from the explosive lawsuit and Blake's harassment accusations against Justin Baldoni. Instead of addressing the situation seriously, Ryan reportedly cracked jokes about the legal battle, while Blake stood by his side, playing the role of the supportive wife. But the reaction? It backfired. Big time. Fans weren't laughing. The audience felt uncomfortable. And Justin's lawyer, furious. He even questioned how anyone could joke about something as serious as harassment claims. Instead of repairing their image, Ryan and Blake's public stunt only made them look even more suspicious. Now, Hollywood is asking the real question. Have Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively been faking it all along? Were they strategically crafted as a Hollywood power couple, using manipulative tactics to stay on top while stepping on others behind the scenes? Or are they just misunderstood, caught in a whirlwind of bad press and bitter industry feuds? One thing's for sure, the allegations are piling up. The usual social media jokes and cute banter aren't enough to brush off the controversy anymore. More and more people, fans, insiders, even former colleagues, are coming forward with negative stories about Ryan or raising eyebrows at the way Blake has maneuvered through Hollywood. At this point, it's no longer about one scandal. It's about whether everything we've believed about Ryan and Blake has been an illusion all along. Right now, nobody knows for sure how much of this is Hollywood gossip and how much is the real truth. But one thing is crystal clear. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are under more scrutiny than ever before. Fans who once adored them are now torn. Some are rushing to their defense, insisting that all this drama is nothing more than jealousy-fueled rumors aimed at tearing down a successful, happy couple. But others? Deeply disappointed. They're saying that if even half of these accusations hold any truth, it means Ryan and Blake have been playing a role this entire time, selling the world an image of being funny, wholesome, and lovable, while secretly operating with a much colder, more ruthless agenda. And then there's the one word that keeps coming up when people talk about Ryan: insecurity. It's not just one or two people who've hinted at it. Multiple sources, including some of his exes, have called Ryan insecure. And if these stories are accurate, his need for control could explain so much. His falling out with directors like Tim Miller, his clashes with actors like TJ Miller, the way Morena Baccarin was suddenly sidelined, and even the mysterious rift between him and Jake Gyllenhaal. And let's not forget Scarlett Johansson, the woman who was once his wife. She didn't just say their marriage didn't work, she called it volatile, and that's a strong word. If Ryan's insecurities played a role in the downfall of his marriage, his friendships, and his professional relationships, what else has been happening behind the scenes that we haven't seen? And then there's Blake. For years, she's been seen as Hollywood's sweetheart, the sweet, charming, effortlessly cool actress who balances a picture-perfect marriage with a thriving career. But now, fans are starting to question, has Blake been just as calculated as Ryan in maintaining their carefully crafted public image? With more and more people speaking out, the once unshakable Reynolds lively brand is looking more fragile than ever. So the question remains, how much of their story is real, and how much is just an illusion? Blake Lively has always been seen as stylish, charming, and effortlessly likable. She first skyrocketed to fame with Gossip Girl before landing major roles in films like The Shallows and A Simple Favor. Fans have adored her fashion sense, her witty personality, and especially the way she playfully teases Ryan Reynolds on social media. But now? If Justin Baldoni's lawsuit holds any truth, Blake might have been doing a lot more than just playing along with Ryan's jokes. She may have been working alongside him to twist public perception in their favor. Her harassment accusations against Justin were serious, but now some people are raising questions. Was this a genuine claim, or was it a calculated move to gain leverage? If the latter is true, it would shatter the image fans have of Blake as Hollywood's sweetheart and suggest that she, like Ryan, knows exactly how to play the game. And this story? It's far from over. If more celebrities start speaking out, it could do one of two things. Either strengthen Justin Baldoni's case or force Blake and Ryan to finally tell their side of the story in full. Right now, their entire reputation hangs in the balance. If they can disprove Justin's lawsuit, they might salvage their careers. But if more evidence or insider testimonies emerge that back up Justin's claims, Ryan and Blake could face a devastating fallout, one that permanently destroys the power couple brand they've carefully built over the years. And now, fans are looking back, watching old interviews, dissecting their playful social media posts, and wondering, were there signs all along? Was Ryan's cocky humor in interviews just an act, hiding something more controlling beneath the surface? Was Blake's polished charm a cover for someone who knew exactly how to spin a narrative in her favor? One thing's for sure, Hollywood's watching. Fans are questioning everything. And this could be the scandal that changes everything for Ryan and Blake, whether they like it or not. Fans aren't just listening to the rumors, they're digging deep, analyzing every little detail. They're pulling up old photos where co-stars seem uncomfortable, revisiting moments when certain people were suddenly cut from press tours or sequels, and connecting the dots in ways that are hard to ignore. The question now, can Ryan and Blake survive this storm? Maybe in a few months, the next big scandal will come along and they'll still be posting playful jokes online, landing major movie roles, and pretending like nothing ever happened. Or maybe this lawsuit and the steady stream of new accusations will keep building until the truth is undeniable, until they can no longer hide behind clever PR tactics and scripted charm. One thing is certain, all eyes are on them. Every move they make is being watched. Every word they say is being analyzed. And the more they try to brush it off with humor or distraction, the more suspicious it looks. Fans aren't just here for the quippy social media banter. They want real answers. They want to know if the fairy tale image Ryan and Blake have sold for years is real, or if it was always just a carefully constructed illusion. The biggest takeaway from this entire scandal? Ryan and Blake might not be the perfect Hollywood sweethearts they've made themselves out to be. If they've truly been pulling strings, manipulating narratives, and stepping over people to stay on top, then the time might finally be coming for it to all catch up with them. And with more and more celebrities speaking out, saying they've witnessed these shady tactics firsthand, the walls around Ryan and Blake's carefully built empire might just be starting to crumble. Not everyone has spoken out yet, but the rumors are swirling that more voices are waiting to step forward. If that's true, then the bombshells we've already seen might just be the beginning. What do regular people think? Social media is divided. Some users are saying they always felt something was off about Ryan and Blake, while others are completely shocked. Now, fans are going back, analyzing past interviews, searching for awkward moments, and trying to spot the red flags they might have missed before. And when it comes to Ryan's career, there are definitely some weird moments that suddenly make more sense in hindsight. Take Deadpool, for example. TJ Miller's abrupt exit was a major red flag. He didn't just leave. He publicly declared that he would never work with Ryan again, no matter how much money was thrown at him. That's a bold move, and people are starting to see it as one of the first real cracks in Ryan's carefully curated image. Then, there's Tim Miller, the original Deadpool director, who walked away from the franchise before the sequel even started. At the time, many fans overlooked it, but now, it's looking more like another warning sign that Ryan's need for control may have driven talented people out of his projects. As for Blake, her involvement in this scandal is still unfolding. For years, she's managed to stay out of negative headlines, keeping up her polished, wholesome image. But now, the harassment allegations, the Justin Baldoni lawsuit, and the whispers of manipulation are pulling her into the spotlight in a way she's never experienced before. And if more people start coming forward with negative stories about Blake, it could completely dismantle the idea that she's Hollywood's sweetheart and instead reveal a side of her that fans never expected. With each passing day, the pressure is building. The allegations are stacking up, and the truth, whatever it may be, is getting harder to hide. But what happens if no one else comes forward? If no more voices speak out, Blake might be able to argue that Justin's accusations are baseless. But let's not forget that $400 million lawsuit is still looming, and she and Ryan won't be able to dodge it forever. One way or another, they are going to have to face the music. At this point, one thing is clear. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively no longer look like the flawless Hollywood couple they once were. The whispers are getting louder, and big names in the industry are adding fuel to the fire. Some are sharing first-hand stories, while others are dropping cryptic hints about incidents that Ryan and Blake likely wanted to stay buried. And their attempt to control the narrative? It completely backfired. Instead of clearing their names, their jokes on Saturday Night Live only made them look more guilty. Now, fans are demanding answers, and more celebrities are coming forward to confirm what some suspected all along, that Ryan Reynolds isn't just Hollywood's funny man, but someone who can be rude, controlling, and deeply insecure. And Blake? She might not just be standing by his side, she might be actively playing the game with him. Is this the beginning of the end for one of Hollywood's most beloved couples? Or will they somehow escape this scandal untouched? Let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the latest updates on Hollywood's biggest controversies. This story is far from over.